The fallen king planned to make the first person he met on the island a knight. However, that person picked up the fallen sword and killed him with one strike. Not long after, a strange blue light flashed, and the man who had died came back to life. He believed even death feared the power of his kingly will. But when his servant also revived, that illusion was broken. At that moment, the woman who had killed them explained that the island gave everyone eternal life, but no one could ever leave. The man did not panic. Instead, he felt joy at the thought of ruling an immortal kingdom. He decided at once to challenge the king of the island. When he saw the king's unmatched skill, he stepped forward to fight. Yet within 3 seconds, he woke up on the beach. He had just been killed. The man realized he could not truly die, so he kept challenging. Knowing he could not win by strength, he suggested that they decide the fate of the island with chess. But again, he was no match for the king. Furious, he picked up a knife and tried to attack by surprise. In the days that followed, he challenged again and again, yet each time ended in failure. After countless attempts, for the first time in his life he doubted himself. He could not understand why a man born as a king kept losing to others. His servant told him that those who had dueled him before were only afraid of his title and never dared to fight seriously. The truth was hard to hear. The man refused to accept it. Angry, he took out his rage on his servant. Now, he had only one thought in his heart: defeat the king and take the throne. He climbed the dark temple on the far side of the island. With a wave of the robed figure's hand, a dim red glow lit itself. By offering part of himself, he could gain power. Because he could not die, he sacrificed himself again and again until he gathered a full suit of dark armor. Feeling its great strength, he prepared to challenge once more. By then, the abandoned servant had already become the king's trusted advisor. When they saw the man rush through the gates, they ignored him. Feeling insulted, he unleashed his strongest strike. But to his shock, it did not even damage the king's robe. Knowing the man would never stop, the king fought seriously for the first time. With only a few moves, he tore away the dark armor with ease. Yet the king had grown weary of fighting. He tossed his crown to the ground. Faced with a throne offered like charity, the man felt lost. Then, a familiar hand reached out. It was his servant. The servant wished they could return to the past. That was the true meaning of the island, an eternal second chance. But to everyone's surprise, the man ignored the servant. Instead, he picked up the crown with joy and ran out of the palace. He did not notice the servant's eyes filled with despair, or the king casually opening a chest full of golden crowns. The man went to the shore like a child. He carefully placed the crown on his head. Yet the joy he had dreamed of never came. In that instant, he understood the truth. For the sake of this crown, he had lost everything.